welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you why the Giants are turning to rookie Jaxson Dart and why I think that's a good thing. I'm also going to talk about why the Chiefs and Ravens, statement game for both, and it's not where they want to be at this moment in time. For Micah Parsons, he's returning back to the Cowboys in an emotional return between him and Jerry Jones. And on the latest, I'm going to have my surprise teams and my power rankings. Starting off with the Giants moving over to Jaxson Dart, I think it's really a case of Russell Wilson fatigue, right? Because if you go back and look at his history, going back to Seattle, he's been to 2 Super Bowls, won one, was on the top of a mountain, and then it ever so slightly just collapsed in front of him with his egotistical opinions and just the way he moves about. I think it's just very distasteful to other players in the league just because they don't think it's authentic. I mean, his off the field moves have been interesting as well. And then, him force feeding his way into Denver, where I thought he was going to eat and cook like he did. But then he doesn't do well with Sean Payton. It looks ugly, aesthetically. Goes to the Steelers, where you think he'd be a perfect match with Tomlin, who's just a grinder. It doesn't work out there well. I mean, he had an okay year, in my opinion. I didn't think that he deserved to be booted. I mean, they made the playoffs. And then now he's in New York. They're 0-3, I believe. And so it's just not looking pretty. One of those games had to go their way. I think he's the scapegoat. I don't think that this hurts his legacy. I think what he did in his first couple of years solidified him and his just elite play. But I think it's time to give the rookie a shot. Jaxson Dart, I think he's a project. I think Brian Dable makes quarterbacks look better than they are. You could see that, Daniel Jones looked like a Pro Bowler. He's done well now after rebounding a couple places in the league. But I think Jaxson Dart as a fresh start. I think Malik Neighbors, I think he is going to force feed the ball to him just on the fact that, you have a young rookie quarterback. I don't know. I think he's going against Herbert. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I think that the Giants have a solid, okay defense, but it'll be interesting. I think Jaxson Dart will go, 13 of 26, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and they'll lose against a good LA team. But that's just my opinion on it, but let me know what you guys think. So moving on to the Chiefs and the Ravens, it's a statement game, right? These teams are not the best in the league, but these are 2 of the biggest powerhouses and the teams that people fear the most when it comes to Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. Both teams 1-2 heading in. What I want to see out of this game is I want to see the Chiefs put up points that doesn't feel like you're dragging teeth, right? You have Patrick Mahomes, who has been committed to running the football on his own and leading his team in rushing. You got to have confidence in your receivers. I think he showed that with his ability to throw to Tyquan Thornton. I think getting Xavier Worthy back will be huge in their passing game and just stretching the ball down the field, giving another deep threat until Rashid Rice comes back in week 6. But I would like to see them start off faster, and especially at home. This is their home crowd. They know how they get. So I'd like to see them more focused to start. And on the Ravens side, Derrick Henry has got to establish his dominance from start to finish, because a lot of times the Ravens will get these explosive plays and get away from the running game, but that's their bread and butter. When you have Derrick Henry running at you at full speed, and then you pull it out and you have Lamar Jackson running it, it's hard to stop, and defenses get tired. Lamar can score in very quick, and I think that's what hurt them Monday night against Detroit, is that they would score so fast. Detroit would come back with a 15, 16 play drive and just burn down the clock, time of possession. So I think for the Ravens to be successful, they have to own the time of possession, because that's what the Chiefs are going to want to do naturally. So I think that the Chiefs are going to come out with the win 24-21, and it's all going to come down to who has the ball last. And I think that the Chiefs will and a Harrison Butker field goal. Next topic I want to talk about is Micah Parsons going back to Dallas. It's a lot sooner than what people would have expected, given the fact that it's his 4th game and he's only been in Green Bay for maybe a month. It's going to be very emotional in Jerry's world. I didn't know too much about Jerry before watching his documentary on the Cowboys and how he became to be the man he is today, and just his backstory. It makes sense why he feels the self-importance the way his upbringing is. If you haven't watched it, I go watch it on Netflix and just check it out. But I think he's really screwed up the Cowboys to having a successful season just because of the fact he knows he's on his last leg. He doesn't want things to not be on his own terms. But as far as the game goes, I think Micah's going to show and have some highlight plays. I think Dallas is going to be able to stay in it in the first. I think he's going to have to force feed George Pickens because of CeeDee Lamb's injury last week against the Bears. But also, Jordan Love is humming and grooving, especially against the Dallas defense. Last time he was there, they stomped the Cowboys in the wild card. I think he plays well. I think that the Packers going in win 30-21, and it's not as close as it seems as the final box score. And then moving into my top 5 rankings for this week, it's a little bit of a shakeup, just off the fact that you had some teams that I thought that they were better than they were, but kind of took a step back. So coming at number 5, the Packers, I had them higher in last week, but I had them at number 5 just because they went into Cleveland and late in the came in, probably thought they were going to roll a struggling Cleveland team that has a lot of holes at key skill positions. But I think that they'll get their mojo back and get focused with a primetime game. It's going to be big. They're going to want to win for Micah. So I have them at number 5. Number 4, I have the LA Chargers. I know I'm a little bullish on them, just given the fact that they haven't done anything past the regular season. But right now they're playing as good as anyone. They've beaten some good teams so far. And Justin Herbert is playing lights out. He's got Keenan Allen back, his favorite receiver. They did lose Najee, but they have Amari Hampton, who I think is going to be really good. So it's going to keep the Chiefs on their toes to try and win, but I think the Chargers are definitely the 4th best team in the league. Number 3, I got the Lions. I know it's intuitive because the Packers beat the Lions, but the Lions going into Baltimore and winning on the road showed me that I think that they're for real. They're hard to stop on the run with Monty going for what he went for. Gibbs, explosive in the passing game and running game. And then on the outside, you have Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra, and Sam Laporta. Jared Goff will walk you down 16-play drives. So I have them at number 3. And then number 2, I think the Bills, again, until they prove someone upsets them, they're going to be consistently riding here. Josh Allen could win another back-to-back MVP the way that he plays and doesn't turn the ball over now. And I just like the way James Cook compliments them. Fantasy piece. But number 1, Philadelphia Eagles. They showed last week that they can turn it on when they want. They played a good Rams team who, with Devontae Adams and Puka, were kicking their butt in the first half. They came back 26 unanswered. They were throwing the ball down the field. A.J. Brown gets happy, and then they win on a blocked field goal kick. This team can turn it on when they want. It's just if they are, collectively in sync. Sirianni, they have another new OC, losing Kellen Moore. But this week will be a test going into Tampa, a team that they lost to in the playoffs 2 years ago. So I think that they'll, be strong, but it'll be a test because Baker is no joke, and he's currently just outside my top 5. But we'll see how they do against the Eagles this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if I got it right, if you think different. But don't forget to like and subscribe.